Good afternoon, everyone. This is Henry from A-STEM Tutoring once again. I hope you're staying warm and comfortable on this wonderful fall day. The sun is shining here in California. Today, I would like to discuss an example of how to find the mean, variance, and standard deviation of a set of numbers. So let's head over to our handy-dandy whiteboard. And we'll look at the first 7 prime numbers. Let's say we want to find the mean and variance and standard deviation of this set of numbers. Okay, so first of all, the mean, most of you are already familiar with this, but I'll go over it just as a refresher. To find the mean, first we add up the individual values. 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 11 plus 13 plus 17. Let's see, 2 plus 3 plus 5 is 10. 7 plus 11 is 18. And 13 plus 17 is 30. So 10 plus 18 is 28, plus 30 more is 58. There are 7 numbers, so we do 58 divided by 7. And that equals, and we'll pull out our handy dandy calculator here. 58 divided by 7 equals 8.2857. So we'll round it off to 8.29. 8.29. Okay, that's our mean. To find the variance, which is the square of the standard deviation, first we find the difference between each value and the mean. So we have 2 minus 8.29, which equals negative 6.29. 3 minus 8.29 equals negative 5.29. 5 minus 8.29 equals negative 3.29. 7 minus 8.29 equals negative 1.29. 11 minus 8.29 equals 2.71. 13 minus 8.29 equals 4.71. 17 minus 8.29 equals 8.71. At this point, we would square all of these and sum them up. So, to make life easier, we'll do this in a spreadsheet program. I like LibreOffice, but you can use any spreadsheet you like. If you like Excel, that's fine. Maybe use Google Sheets, whatever floats your boat. So let's pull that up. One moment to load. Okay, so we want the first 7 prime numbers. So I'll put that in column A. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17. In column B, I will take every element from column A and subtract the mean, 8.29. And we'll copy and paste that down the column. Okay, that matches. Now we want to square all these variances, these differences. So we'll take the square of the item in column B, and again, copy it all the way down. Now, I'll take the sum of that column of squares and divide by 7 because there are 7 numbers. Well, first of all, we get the sum first. That's the sum. Then we'll take that, divide by 7. So 26.49 is our mean. I'm sorry, 26.49 is our variance because we found the difference between each value and the mean. We squared all of them and found the average. That gives us the variance. If we want to find the standard deviation, we take the square root of that. So the standard deviation of the first 7 prime numbers is 5.15, roughly. Now, let's verify that using the built-in spreadsheets, the spreadsheets built-in standard deviation formula, standard dev dot p for population, because we assume that these 7 numbers constitute the entire population. If it was only a sample from a population, we would be using a different formula. And the spreadsheet formula agrees with what we calculated manually, also using spell from the spreadsheet. Now, if we were going to find the standard deviation, assuming these 7 numbers were only a sample from a given population, then instead of dividing by 7, we would divide by 6, one less than the number of ratings. So we'll take the sum of all the variances again and divide by 6. That gives us a different variance. And then the square root of that. So if this was only a sample rather than the entire population, then the standard deviation would be 5.56. And let's verify that using the standard deviation formula from the spreadsheet. Oops. And I took the wrong data point. I need the original column. Right. A little typo there, sorry. And the spreadsheet calculated formula agrees with the one we calculated. So remember, if your set of numbers is the entire population, then you find the average of that to get the variance and square root to find the standard deviation. If your set of numbers is a sample from a larger population, then you divide by n minus 1, one less than the number of items, and you take that as your variance, and the square root of that will give you the standard deviation, assuming that your set of numbers is a sample from the entire population. This has been a simple example of how to find the mean and standard deviation of a set of numbers, whether that set of numbers is the entire population itself or a sample from a larger population. That concludes the lesson. If you'd like to learn more, I am available for hire as a private tutor. The first 1-hour lesson is free for all new students. Try before you buy. You take no financial risk. The burden of proof is entirely on me to demonstrate outstanding value in helping you succeed. Also, as a thank you for watching all the way to the end of today's lesson, mention the code FREEBOOK when you contact me, and at our first lesson, I will give you a free copy of my book, Smart Suggestions for Student Success. I wrote this book in an effort to help students, and particularly high school and college students, succeed in school, work, and in life. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.